The first time Shang Yu said we should break up, I cried all night. The 10th time, I learned to apologize first. The 30th time, when my boyfriend said break up again, I was collecting clothes on the balcony. Okay. I folded my T-minus shirt and put it into the suitcase without looking back. The living room was quiet for 2 seconds. Are you making a fuss again? Collecting the pieces of clothes as if you're leaving? I didn't answer, taking the last sweatshirt off the clothesline. He walked to the balcony door and found that only his clothes were left on the clothesline. The wind blew, and his shirt swayed empty. When did you start washing our clothes separately? He asked. I thought carefully. Since the time you threw the clothes I washed and folded on the ground, and said, who asked you to touch my things? He leaned against the doorframe, his lips moving, but he didn't say a word in the end. I zipped up the suitcase, changed my shoes, and opened the door. What he didn't know was that the heels of the canvas shoes he wore every day had long been worn crooked. It was last night that I cut the new insoles and stuffed them in little by little. I won't do it again, I said softly. The suitcase was knocked down the stairs, and he didn't chase after me. Every time before, he would chase to the stairs, grab my arm and say, don't make a fuss, come back. And I would always soften my heart and turn back. This time, the only sounds in the corridor were the suitcase hitting the steps and my breathing. When I walked out of the unit door, a scent of cedar drifted from my cuffs. It was the cologne I blended for him last winter. Knowing he liked woody notes, I increased the proportion of cedar by 2 degrees in each bottle. He never praised it, but every time he sprayed it, he would stand in front of the mirror for 3 more seconds, just like those insoles. Some things are done, but if you don't say them, the other person acts as if they don't exist. I stopped a taxi and reported the address of Shikiao Lane in the west of the city. It was an old community I rented a week ago, with a monthly rent of 1,600 yuan, which he knew nothing about. He thought every time I said okay, I was making a fuss, but he didn't know that this time I had looked for a house for 7 days in advance, canceled the supplementary card of the joint credit card, and checked all the procedures for household registration migration. My luggage was only a suitcase, a backpack, and a wooden box wrapped in an old bed sheet, which contained 64 bottles of perfume all materials, my portable perfume blending station. It was almost dark when I moved in. The 1- bedroom and 1- living- room house had old furniture left by the landlord, with protruding sofa springs and a buzzing refrigerator. I put the wooden box on the table by the window, placed the raw materials such as bergamot and patchouli one by one, and the last bottle was Delberia odorifera. The moment I opened the lid, a calm and gentle scent filled the entire room. For years ago, Sheng Yu said this scent is very reassuring. Since then, I have added it to the base note of every perfume I made. Neither the customers nor Sheng Yu could smell it. It always existed, like those unspoken feelings. My phone rang. It was a group message from Cheng Jia, a mutual friend. Did Sheng Yu and Jiran break up? Sheng Yu replied instantly, yes. He still break up. Wish her all the best. Looking at the word peaceful, I smiled. Cheng Jia sent a private message asking what I thought, saying that for years of feelings ended just like that, and what would happen to you, Xi'an Pavilion. I typed 3 words, then deleted them all, turned off the light and lay on the old sofa, smelling the Dalberia odorifera all over the room. It was the first night in 4 years that I didn't have to blend perfume for anyone. 3 days later, and Wan, the new assistant in Sheng Yu's studio, called, saying that Sheng Yu asked her to ask me for the password of the formula database, saying only I knew it. I refused silently. Sheng Yu and I have broken up. Ask him about the studio's affairs, and Wan still argued, saying those formulas belonged to the studio, and I hung up the phone directly. 3 more days passed, and I went back to Yuxiang Pavilion to get my things. There was an extra potted plant at the door. When I pushed the door open, I smelled a strong and pungent synthetic musk scent. And one was wearing my lab coat, sitting at my perfume blending station, the station I had spent 2 years putting together with all my heart. She was live streaming on her phone, showing off my raw material bottles and lying that she was sorting them out. Sheng Yu came out of the inner room, saw me, and his expression froze for a second. He stepped forward to block the blending station. Why are you here? To get your things. My measuring cup, perfume test notebook, and that distiller I bought myself, I said. He pursed his lips and didn't speak. He never cared about these background things, so he naturally didn't know the price of that distiller. And Wan poked her head out, pretending to be kind and saying she could compensate me at the depreciated price, and deliberately fiddled with the essential oil bottle with my handwritten label, saying I used to only be responsible for basic perfume blending assistance. I was stunned. In 4 years, I had stood in front of that blending station for more than 1,000 days and nights, developed 173 formulas, stayed up 14 all-minus nights, and wrote more than 900 perfume test papers. Even Old Mountains and Rivers, the most successful product of Yuxiang Pavilion, was finalized by me at 4 in the morning. But I only got the word assistant. And one also took out a screenshot, saying that the 300,000 yuan custom fragrance project for Song Yun Hotel was Sheng Yu's credit. But she didn't know that the 47-page project plan was written by me word by word. I didn't argue, took my things and left. Sheng Yu called me from behind, asking if I had changed the password of the formula database. I didn't look back and pushed the door to leave. Back in the rental house, I turned on the computer and successfully logged into the database with my birthdays. All the formulas from the past for years were there, and the creator was me. I exported all the files to an encrypted USB drive, changed the password, and checked the trademark registration information of Yuxiang Pavilion. The registrant was Sheng Yu, and the registration time was 8 months ago, just after I was refused when I asked to add the signature of Co-perfumer. Soon after, and Wan posted on her Moments, showing my perfume test notes with the caption inheriting the efforts of predecessors. The comment section was full of praise, and Chang Jie also liked it. I took a screenshot and saved it without saying a word. Sheng Yu sent a message asking for the complete formula of Old Mountains and Rivers, especially the base note ingredient he had never figured out. I only replied received but didn't send anything. He sent another message, telling me not to go to the industry exchange meeting on Friday, saying it was meaningless for me to go, and the people from Songyan Hotel only knew him. On the day of the exchange meeting, I sat in the auditorium to listen. Sheng Yu took the stage to share as the brand manager. When talking about Old Mountains and Rivers, he was asked by the audience about the hidden base note ingredient. He was vague, saying it was a resin-based spice. I saw a short-haired woman in the first row frown, and later I found out that she was Xiao He, the former chief perfumer of Lan Shi Incense House. After the meeting, Xiao He stopped me, handed me a business card, and said she smelled that the base note of Old Mountains and Rivers was Dalberia odorifera. She also said Sheng Yu's answer was not professional. Someone who truly created this perfume would not be so vague. She invited me to blend a perfume for her. In 50 minutes, I blended a perfume with bergamot as the top note, osmanthus as the middle note, and Dalberia odorifera as the base note. Xiao He immediately noticed that I added a trace of hay essential oil and praised my professional skills. Xiao He told me that she was the final judge of the Asian Young Perfumer Award and invited me to participate in the Perfume Expo next month. She would cover the booth fee and let me participate in my own name. I hesitated, saying Sheng Yu would not let me go, but Xiao He told me that Sheng Yu had no right to decide my future. Back in the rental house, Sheng Yu sent a message accusing me of sabotaging the Songyun Hotel project behind his back. I replied to him, telling him to ask Kinwon why the sample was wrong. He asked again about the base note ingredient, and I retorted, "You've been spraying it for years. Can't you smell it?" He fell silent. A few days later, a senior review blogger released a comparison video of the old and new batches of Old Mountains and Rivers, pointing out that the base note of the new batch was empty, like scraping off the background color, and suspected that the perfumer had been changed. The video went viral and Yuxiang Pavilion lost 6,000 followers in one day. Sheng Yu called me, his tone anxious, accusing me of finding the blogger. I denied it and told him it's your perfume that has changed, then hung up the phone. And one posted on her moments to defend herself, saying that batch adjustments were normal, but no one believed her. I registered a social media account for one bottle of perfume, without an avatar profile, and only posted a perfume blending video. The screen only showed my hands and raw material bottles, ending with a close minus-up of a test paper with the character Ran written on it. Was the first perfume I blended for myself named Ran. The video got 180,000 views in 24 hours, and some people found that my blending technique was exactly the same as that in the early behind the scenes footage of Yuxiang Pavilion. I posted another video, recreating the simplified version of Old Mountains and Rivers, and at the end showed a screenshot of the formula file, with the creator clearly being me. The comment section exploded. Sheng Yu posted a status accusing someone of malicious imitation, and then one reposted it in agreement, but Xiao He left a comment supporting me with her real -name certified account. One bottle of perfume gained 250,000 followers that day, and Yuxiang Pavilion lost another 40,000 followers. Kang Jia questioned me in the group, saying I was just an assistant who helped out, and I left the group chat. On the day of the Perfume Expo, Yuxiang Pavilion's booth was in a prominent position, while my one bottle of perfume booth was in the middle. After the expo started, I bowed my head to blend perfume. The scent of Ran spread and more people gathered around. Some people said it was more complete than Old Mountains and Rivers, filling the missing breath that had always been lacking. And one, on the other hand, demonstrated blending Old Mountains and Rivers opposite, making frequent mistakes, either adding too much Dalberia odor if error or unbalanced tossment this proportion, attracting questions from the audience. In the impromptu perfume blending challenge, and one signed up to participate with the designated theme autumn. She hesitated in choosing materials and secretly checked the notes on her phone, which was recognized by the audience as having the same format as mine. The judges shook their heads and rejected her work. She walked up to me with red eyes, accusing me of deliberately making her look bad. I told her the perfume you hold has been someone else's formula from the first day. In the evening, the organizing committee notified that one bottle of perfume won the annual Best Emerging Independent Perfume Brand with the most audience votes. At the award ceremony, the big screen played a video edited by Xiao He's team, showing all my formula files from the past for years. With me as the creator and no sign of Sheng Yu, I took the stage to speak, revealed all the truth, took out the USB drive, and said all the original materials could be verified. At this time, and one stood up and publicly admitted that Sheng Yu had lied to her, saying that all the formulas were mine. Sheng Yu had let her imitate my techniques, wear my lab coat, and promised her an independent product line. Sheng Yu turned pale. grabbed his coat and wanted to leave. I called him, asking if he thought the formula of old mountains and rivers belonged to the brand assets. He froze at the door and finally pushed the door to leave. Xiao he announced on the spot that she had reached an annual co-creation cooperation with one bottle of perfume. After the meeting, Anwan returned my lab coat to me, saying she planned to start learning perfume blending from scratch. A few days later, Sheng Yu found my rental house saying he was going to close Yuxiang Pavilion, cancel the trademark, and wanted to return my blending station and distiller to me, but I refused. He mentioned the insoles I left the day I left, saying he didn't find out until he had worn them for a week. After being silent for a long time, he said Ram was better than old mountains and rivers, and he couldn't blend anything. After Sheng Yu left, I marked the date on the last test paper and put it into the notebook. My phone popped up a price reduction notification for Dalberia Odor Fera Essential Oil. I canceled the collection and cleared all irrelevant shipping and messes. Zhao he sent a message to confirm the signature on the packaging of Ran, and I replied just use my own name. Once, I always added 0.3 milliliters of Dalberia Odor, if added to the base note of every perfume to cater to Sheng Yu's preferences. Those unspoken feelings eventually became redundant. Now, I finally don't have to compromise for anyone, only blending perfumes belonging to myself under my own name.